Hi there, this is Craig. This is another mindful practice video, number 6 in a series of 10. So this practice session, if you like, is all about kindness and compassion. So I'm going to talk a little bit about kindness and compassion, and then we'll practice a meditation on compassion and kindness. And then I'll talk through the rest of the practices on this sheet, of which there are 4. And that'll be us. So welcome and thank you for watching. So kindness and compassion is a kind of energy that we get the more mindfulness we practice. And it's really interesting because we are inherently kind. We are inherently good people. Everyone really, wants to be happy and wants to have kindness in their lives, either received or giving out. It's just sometimes in life, in society, and in our situation with the planet and with things that are not looking particularly kind at the moment, with climate change and various things, COVID, all of these things are happening to us. We can lose our kindness. We can become unmindful. I would say mindfulness is a synonym with kindness. You could call it kindfulness even, or heartfulness. And when we're present, when we're mindful, we're not thinking about the future or the past. We're present with our bodies. We're giving kindness to ourselves by giving us that chance just to sit and rest, just being, just breathing. This is giving us kindness. So if we're giving ourselves kindness through the practice of mindfulness, we start to kind of leave our ego thinking, our past and future resistance thinking. We leave the essence that we're thinking about ourselves as separate to everything else. And so because we're dwelling in our awareness, we start to see and notice deeply everything that's going on around us and in us. And so when you're sitting like that for a long period, when you're mindful, when you're meditating every day and you're really building up the practice, the only kind of direction you tend to go towards is one of compassion and kindness for everything and everyone. Because we really start to notice how much suffering is out there. We've let go of our own suffering because we're handling that with our mindfulness. We're meditating on our emotions and we're being with everything. We're not running or distracting from anything. We're just present for what's there in us. And because we're helping ourselves, we can start to help others easier. We have more chance of offering kindness and compassion and presence for other people. We can hold the space for people. We can mindfully listen to people. We're practicing equanimity, where we're not judging as much. We're not preferring things over another. We're kind of with the moment, and our natural kindness comes through. So the first practice on this sheet, it says the kindness circle. We're going to actually have a go at doing this right now in a meditation, and I'm going to combine it with the compassion meditation that's also on the screen. But basically we'll start with noticing our own kindness, with being kind to ourselves by taking the moment to breathe and just come back to ourselves. And then we'll ripple that out into compassion for other people that we know who are maybe struggling, and we'll expand it even further. So these kind of meditations are wonderful practices that can bring you back to your own kind self, your own kind being, and it kind of links us into the interconnectedness and the interbeing of everything as well. They're really good practices to cultivate. It can be very joyful and very healing for us and for others that we're visualizing in these meditations. No amount of kindness is wasted, even if you're just sending out kindness you know, in your thoughts, in your presence, in your being. It's helping. It's helping the world because of the interconnectedness. It helps everything have a bit more peace and have a bit more gentleness and a bit more calmness. So we'll have a go right now. The world is certainly needing a lot of kindness at the moment and a lot of compassion. So let's meditate together on those things and we'll see how we feel at the end. So we'll have a go, maybe about 10 minutes or so, and then I'll talk through the rest of this practice sheet. So I'll hit a little bell. Here it is. Just to begin, I invite you to close your eyes and relax in the chair that you're sitting on. Here we go. So just to begin, just notice your breath, noticing your in-breath and your out-breath. Feeling the air as you breathe in, feeling the air as you breathe out. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. Breathing out, you know you're breathing out. Just taking this moment just to observe how we're feeling. Noticing any sensations in your body, any emotions perhaps. Breathing with what's there, just accepting that's how we're feeling just now. Breathing in awareness, breathing out calmness. And as you breathe in, just send some kindness to yourself. Just knowing that every time that you pause and sit, just breathing, that you are giving kindness to yourself. Visualize the kindness as a white light entering your body. And just give kindness to your body and gratitude for everything it does for you. And just visualize some times in the past where you have been kind to others. Just remember what that felt like to be kind. And as you sit there, just connecting to your chair with awareness, the ground under your feet, just visualize people in your past who have been kind to you as well. Maybe it was your parents' kindness, or a friend, or a teacher. And just remember how that kindness felt when you received it. Just take a moment to be with that kind energy. And to all those people who have been kind to you in your past, and for yourself, for your own kindness, your inherent goodness, just affirm that you wish to be free of suffering, at ease of life, and be happy. And that you wish that for all those people who were kind to you. May they all be free of suffering, have ease of life, and know happiness truly in their hearts. Breathing in kindness, breathing out kindness. Just taking this moment just to smile, just noticing what a smile feels like. Breathing in, smiling. Breathing out, the wonder of the present moment. Then just visualize someone you know, family or a friend, someone you know who's suffering just now. Maybe they're struggling with their health or their mental well-being. And just acknowledge what it would feel like to be in their place. Acknowledge that their suffering is also connected to the suffering of the world. And truly allow yourself to feel how much of a struggle it is for that person just now. And as you breathe in that person's pain and suffering, send kindness and compassion on your out breath to that person. You wish that person to be free of their pain and their suffering. Notice the commonality, the humanity between the two of you. Breathing in, suffering. Breathing out, compassion. And then just visualize someone else in your life who's maybe a bit more of an acquaintance, someone you hardly know but you do see from time to time. Again, just breathe in any suffering or issues that these people might have. Send out compassion on your out breath to that person. And then just visualize a person who maybe you haven't got on with, a difficult person perhaps, or maybe even someone who's caused you harm in the past. As you think of them and you breathe in, just visualize this person too has kindness deep inside. Not even if they've harmed or been difficult, they too deserve forgiveness and love. See if you can breathe in compassion and that kindness into your heart. Send it on your out breath to that difficult person. Noticing if that's a struggle for you, and accepting whatever it is that you can or can't do. As you breathe in, just extend your compassion out into the world, just feeling all the pain, all the suffering, all those people who are struggling with poverty or lack of nutrition, lack of food, people who have been subject to climate change, floods and fires, and people who have been struggling with all aspects of other situations in their life. Just breathe in all the suffering of the world into your heart and send out the biggest wave of compassion, kindness to all those beings, to everyone on the planet, including the animal world, all beings. May we all have ease of life, be free of suffering, and find happiness. And returning to your own breath, breathing in deeply, breathing out slowly. Take the next few moments to focus on your breath, smile, and unite once again with the present moment. So take one last deep, conscious breath. And then, just when you're ready, open your eyes, come back to your space. Okay, so thank you very much for meditating with me and sending kindness and compassion to yourself and to everybody else. It's a powerful practice. You may find when you do this as well that you struggle to give kindness and compassion to people, and that's okay. We're not failing in our meditation if we can't do it. The intention is always noble, and the intention of wanting to forgive and wanting to show kindness and compassion is as important as whether you can do it or not. And we're cultivating that sense of love and kindness for all beings, including ourselves. Ourselves are important. This is self-care and healing for ourselves. We let go of beating ourselves up and we come back to the moment, and we practice mindfulness so that our awareness is strong and our kindness is strong, and it becomes easier over time to be able to forgive and to be able to see other people's points of view and other people's suffering, and take that in and breathing out the kindness and the compassionate energy that the world really needs right now. So I have huge respect for all of you for having a go and doing that with me. So thank you very much. And so just to finish, I'm going to scroll down on this sheet and talk about the other two practices which can help with kindness and compassion. And then that will be us. So here we go. I shall just scroll down. And so we've got dropping the storylines here as a practice. There's a picture of a big book of judgment. And judgment is what can take us away from kindness and compassion. It can take us into our ego mind, into our past and our future thoughts. And we are very good and well practiced at judging because we've been doing it probably from a very, very young age. And, we quickly learn, separate things like right and wrong and good and evil and good and bad and all of these kind of things. And all of these things are concepts, really. They're kind of words that we use. And a lot of the time when we're judging things, we put things in little boxes, we compartmentalize things, and we have a fixed view on things. So that can basically become part of our subconscious mind. And then that gives us things that we rely on, things that we go towards when we're feeling threatened or, fearful of something. So being quick to judge actually is taking you away from mindfulness, and it's actually making your subconscious bigger. It's storing more thoughts and things for you to use in the future that take you away from awareness of what could be happening into imaginings perhaps, or storylines, or misperceptions of things. It's very good practice to start to notice what it is we judge, what it is we think about, and to see if we can put compassionate energy to that, and to see if we can let go of judging, and come back to being, because in the realm of being, there is no judgment. There just is. There just is the present moment. I'm sitting on a chair right now. That is what is happening. If I'm judging the chair, then I'm no longer present. I'm in my head analyzing the chair. So if I'm thinking the chair is uncomfortable, or I'm getting annoyed at the chair because it's uncomfortable, then I'm thinking about the chair, and that's taking me away from the present moment. So when you're judging, you're not mindful. And judging, the more judging you do, is actually the more unmindful you are. And that means the more likely you are to be in a stressful situation, or you're more likely to worry or have anxiety or depression or fear in you, anger as well. All of these feelings are heightened the more you judge something. And the more we compartmentalize something and try not to see other sides, see different people's points of view. An example is if someone was to be argumentative to you, and you took that on board and you were judging them for it, or blaming them for your own disturbed inner peace, then you're judging too, and you're pushing that judgment out into the world. And if that's how arguments are, because if there's one body in ego and one body in ego, you come together, you're in attack and defense mode, basically. You're right, no, I'm right, no, you're right. It's there's a clash, and so that doesn't get us anywhere in communication. At some point, somebody has to look at another side, or get a different opinion, or agree to disagree, but be kind about it. So we practice letting go of judging. I guarantee the more you start letting go of minor judgments, like I don't like the rain at the moment because I wanted it to be sunny, perhaps, is resisting the rain, judging the rain. So that's an easier one to drop a storyline of. But there are other ones where we call ourselves names. We call ourselves worthless sometimes, or stupid, or and these are all storylines too. They're not based on any reality that's actually happening. It's just, something's happened and we label it. It's this labeling of what is, which takes us into the past. I'm an idiot. You've labeled yourself an idiot. And that's just more fuel for your ego to keep going. So we practice observing just the facts, what is happening now. And it's quite nice to just say what is happening now. Rain is happening. Sitting is happening. Breathing is happening. That's truth. That's awareness. Not I'm fed up because it's raining, or I'm disgruntled because of the rain. I'm bored because I'm just sitting. I'm judging this situation, basically. So there's a little practice on this sheet that says sit somewhere in 5 minutes in public and notice any judgments that come into your head. And sometimes we do automatically just judge people by appearance, or by what they're doing, or by what's going on in the situation. And it's quite a good practice to try and notice some of these things and reframe them into facts, not fiction, not what we maybe are labeling the situation. So it's a good practice to try and drop any storylines that we might be doing, because our mind is full of them, and they're well rehearsed and well practiced. It's very good practice to stay aware, notice how you feel, not what you're thinking, because your feeling is true. Your feeling is awareness. If you're feeling anxious about something, that is truth. But if you're blaming someone for your inner peace, or lack of inner peace, because they've been rude to you or judgmental to you, then that's not real truth, because actually you're feeling something and you're not aware perhaps that you're feeling something. And so it's better to connect with the feeling. Anger is happening, anxiety is happening. And that leads on to the other practice on the sheet, which is noting your thoughts. And you can label the thought, the emotion. So yeah, I'm anxious, I'm sad, I'm angry. That's what's happening. So when you know you have an emotion, there's something to work with. There's something for you to sit with and send the kindness and the compassion to. So if you are bothered by something or annoyed at something, that's okay. It's about being with that annoyance, breathing in my annoyance, breathing out kindness and compassion to myself, that I'm going to try and calm my annoyance because I'm annoyed. That is the truth. I'm not annoyed because such and such did this and I don't like that and these kind of things, which are judgments, because that doesn't get us anywhere. That just fuels the emotion. So we want to sit quietly. Sometimes we have to leave rooms or let go of talking to someone for that moment and go somewhere else and be with our feelings until they subside. The more you're with them, like your inner child within, you're comforting that child, you're comforting those emotions, and they will go. And they're giving you signals. They're all there to wake you up, to become more aware, to tune you into what is actually happening, not what we might think is happening. So thoughts are just thoughts. Sometimes we really believe them, or we become them in a way because we're so engrossed in our thinking brain. But actually it's good to notice or become the observer and just watch the thoughts pass by. You are not your thoughts. You are awareness. There's this awareness part of you that can see your thoughts, and you can treat all the thoughts as the same. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, thinking about this, judging that, right? Okay, well, how do they feel? Is this a comforting thought? Is this a kind thought to myself or to the other person? No, actually. Now that I'm conscious that I'm groaning and moaning about this person, that's probably not very kind. And it's probably not very kind to me either, because actually I'm feeling anger or I'm annoyed. So I'm actually feeding my annoyance. So can I let go of the thought? Can I let go of the label, the judgment? Can I just come back to the fact that I have been annoyed, or I am annoyed at the moment, and I can breathe with that? Can I accept that these things have happened? Yes, we can. And it takes practice, and it takes noticing, and it takes awareness to notice that we judge things. But no amount of judging something helps, particularly. We know when things are inherently not good for us. Our awareness can tell us that. We can see when people are struggling and suffering and they're not in compassion or kindness. And we can see that, we can see these things clearly. And then we always inherently choose the right direction, the right action to help ease that suffering or heal that suffering in ourselves and others. But often our thoughts can manifest different things or different situations, and it'll be like, well, and if I get rid of this friendship, then my anger will go away, or thoughts might tell you. But you can let go of friendships and things like that, but you still have the anger. It still hasn't been resolved. You haven't sat with that anger with kindness and compassion. So that's what I'm trying to say, is basically be with your feelings, be with your emotions, send kindness and compassion to yourself. Do not beat yourself up, just be, just breathe. You can resolve your emotions, they're friends, come to visit. And if you're just in awareness and you're not labeling or judging things, then you are just where you are. And this is just happening. And we react to certain things. And the way we react is often the guiding force into what the right action is to do. So if you're finding that you're in your head a lot, overthinking things, then the practice would be to come out of your head as best as you can, let go of that habit of thinking too much, and come back into your being and stay in your being as best as you can. And then you'll find that the wisdom and the insights will come on how to solve all sorts of problems in your life. And again, problem could be a judgment. It might just be an event that's happened. It's not necessarily a problem. It's just something that we have to deal with. So I hope that's been a useful talk and a useful meditation. So again, thank you very much for watching me. The sheet here, incidentally, you can download from my website, www.craig-gilbert.com. Go to the video link on the front page, and this is Mindful Practices number 6. So click on that, you'll be able to download this sheet for reference. So anyway, sending kindness and compassion to all of you, and thank you for watching, and I will speak to you again another time. Take care.